sunk an enemy destroyer.
Hey team, it's Ripper here. Hope you guys are doing fantastic today. I got a really fun video with one of my favorite besides the druid destroyers, which is the Vampire 2, and this is awesome on the map Trap. But before we begin, like, subscribe, bell button below. If you see value in the video, let me know, and let the comments below let you others as well know. And thanks guys for all the support. You're building the community great. We love it, building the channel, and you guys have been on awesome I would say base community and just really having a great time. At 2,000 subs, we're going to give a free premium DD giveaway. It's going to be totally awesome. Look forward to that. To thank you guys for all the great support throughout the years of doing this. So let's get to it. Map Trap, we got 7-on-7 and clan battles. Now, clan battle season is over, but we can still definitely see a couple of good replays that I've seen, some of the good strategies I've seen opponents use, and something we can learn from it as well. But here it is, the simple makeup here, you know, standard 2 destroyers, 4 cruisers, and a battleship. So what this strategy, again, it's not very difficult to do a lemming train push and explain it, but again, for those that are new here, we also would like to see it again. The lemming train push is essentially just us moving in mass together down the flank of an enemy, because it's really, there's nobody going to shoot us from this direction, right? That's why it's good to always flank on a side of the enemy, because why? You're eliminating 50% of the threat from the west if you do it correctly. So the idea is to get majority of the team to push together, move together, as well as keep the destroyers together, because keeping the destroyers together gives you an advantage. And I'll talk about that in a minute once you see it. And then, of course, you want to cap the 2 closest caps right here, which is Alpha Bravo. Look at Charlie off in the distance, a little far, a lot of island cover, a lot of problems. And then also, when you push a fleet through all these islands, you start splitting up. You start going one direction, and then one here, one here. A lot of splitting up and not maximizing firepower, and you get into the fatal funnel sections that I like to call it. But this little push that we're going to do here, I call it more of a backdoor cover, because what will happen is, and then I'll show you, this is exactly what it looks like. Let me remove this path here. So what we're going to have is the 2 destroyers obviously pushed together around and moving in unison together around the western flank. Now, why is that important that they're moving together? Well, one, if you engage an enemy destroyer, look, 2 guns are better than 1. The destroyer also has a problem of returning fire, because where else can the destroyer shoot? It can only shoot in one direction. Whoops, sorry here. Let me show you. The destroyer can only shoot in one direction. Either there, and he has to turn his guns to shoot this person, which means he's exposing full broadside. So he's got to basically do this. He's going to turn away, either run away, and by doing that, look, he's exposing himself to multiple angles of fire. You have the first destroyer here engaging head-on right there, either with torpedoes or guns, and the second destroyer is also getting an advantage in doubling the DPM down by shooting his guns. And now look, the destroyer has nowhere to go. You got the wall here, the island map there. As he's turning back around, he's now exposing himself to shoot another broadside shot right there, because he has nowhere to go, and he's in a trap basically. So he's got to either run away or take the damage or take the torpedo or even take the loss. So right there, you can see there's one of the advantage of right there, meeting a destroyer head on. That's what I'm anticipating to happen. We also have in support the 2 cruisers, and perhaps even a battleship moving together as one. So look, you have this superior firepower moving down this flank. Now, what we're assuming is going to happen is, I think most teams like to split up deck. I've always heard other teams go, oh, we can't give up a free cap. We can't give up a free cap. Knowing that, I played to that weakness right there. Knowing that they're definitely going to want to send a fleet to Charlie, they've already cut their force by 50%. So I'm assuming it's going to look like this with a battleship somewhere in the back. And of course, they have their cruisers right here. Now look at this. We are overwhelming them with superior firepower. I'm going to assume that this destroyer is probably going to be eliminated by 2 destroyers right here. And we're going to continue pushing and spot for our team. Now the cruisers in the back will then post up and then provide radar support to kill the destroyer, finish them off, and also shoot the next 2 cruisers right here. Battleship will be too far back to be effective, and then of course our battleship can either have the option of really moving through the middle, or going flanking and use island cover to go to B and eliminating this battleship right here, right there. That's one of the options right there. And of course, our last, the delayed, I call it the backdoor delayed approach, which is the backdoor is covered by one radar cruiser here, which means that he can either fire into Charlie or have the option of retreating. So again, he's going to either point his guns at Charlie and use the radar to cover it, or he can have the option of retreating and also falling back to Alpha to defend it with our other destroyer buddy back here. And again, that's just the delayed push, because now this guy at Alpha can cap Alpha and also hold it while also providing support for this cruiser or providing cover fire and retreat to this cruiser. And look, we've got 2 caps, Alpha, Bravo, and that's the idea. And it's very, very difficult for the enemy to push. Now, once we've eliminated all the Bravo team over here, now look what Charlie has to do. Charlie team has to either decide to, does the destroyer go up the middle or go through the little gap right there? Does a destroyer go through this little gap, or does he have to push through here, or the fatal funnel I call it, or does he have to come through this fatal funnel? Because now look, you have our friendly team has the options of sending fire down this direction, sending fire down this direction, and we have fire support coming down this direction. Look at this. Too many angles of fire to defend against. It's not very advantageous for the enemy team. And now look what the enemy team's got to do. The enemy team has the option of either falling back and guarding C, which doesn't do anything for them because 2 caps to 1 is not very good. Plus, they lost 4 of their ships right here potentially, and that kills their points way significantly down. Or they're going to have to push through this little gap. Again, look, they're exposing themselves to too many broadsides, too many farming shots, especially from the Vampire that we're using today. A very, very heavy DPM fire-breathing shot, and this just brings up too many problems, and it's just too many mistakes. Also, what did I say earlier? Like going through this funnel right here. I mean, look, if they push through this direction right here, they're going to have to split up. There's just too many obstacles in this area because look, the whole fleet either has to stay together to go through this, which most people never do. Somebody's going to get bored or too anxious, and they're going to want to split this way. They're going to want to split this way. They want to split this way. Too many splitting up of ships and not enough focus fire. And I've always said focus fire and communication is the key to success. So let's take a look at the battle and see how it goes out, and we'll check out the gameplay. Hope you like it. All right, team, here we are with the Vampire 2 on the map trap right here. As you can see, our play approach is forming. As you can see, the Stalingrad is setting up the backdoor hold of Bravo cap with 1 cruiser in the back to support the Stalingrad. And we have our Vampire pushing forward with another destroyer and 2 cruisers and the battleship in tow. So a little bit about the Vampire while we're sailing along here. One of my favorite Research Bureau ships, that next to the Druid. I would say it's tough to grind for this Research Bureau, but definitely worth it, I would say. And especially I'm a DD main, I was definitely going to get these destroyers first because after having watched so many videos of them and just the play style, it's fantastic. It's really awesome. Very maneuverable. I mean, it's based on the Daring hull, and some of the things about the Vampire is similar to that of the Daring. Similar structure, similar play style, similar speed, but, kind of everything it has. It has everything you need. It has torpedoes. It has the hydro. That's 5 kilometers, which is really awesome. The concealment is even better, 5.8. This is a a cap contester, which is what I've seen. It has the crawling smoke. It's got the engine boost. It's got the improved ricochet angles for the guns, 60 to 68 degrees. You can only have to be showing 28 degrees of your ship to get all the guns firing, which is awesome. You can single launch torps, as you can see, but again, there are only 1 salvo of them, and you only get you only get 1 set, and they really reload decently, about 90-ish seconds. You can see right there if you don't build for it. And, of course, they go out to 12 kilometers, which is really, really awesome. And look at what it can do to cruisers here, especially we see broadside cruisers. Definitely switch to AP. Very, very damaging. Look what kind of damage you can get on this. Look at 1,600 damage on these light cruisers, and it just melts them very, very easily. And, of course, we pop the crawling smoke, which is good for now concealment, exposing the broadside to our teammates, the Janan. But we're also getting radar right now, so it's not a good thing. And what we'll do here is just continually put on the pressure. Now, the HE shells are also nothing to gawk at as well. Some of the highest fire damage that you see. I think look at the stats for the Vampire 2. You're getting up to near the 3rd best DD for DP damage behind the Marceau and the Smolin. Pretty wild and incredible. The HE has 8% fire damage, and just look at the reload you're getting on this thing, especially without Fearless Brawler. You're getting about 1.7, 1.8 second reload, and that is just devastating right there. I thought the Daring had a good fire rate. No, the Vampires get, and we get this lucky shell right here. Let me see if we can get him. And come on, shoot one more. Shoot one more. Get a lucky shot. 1 lucky shot of HE right there. Hopefully the HE does penetrate. 1 shot through the airs. Full send coming from downtown. Boom. There we go. He got him. Splash 1 kill for the day for the Vampire 2. And that was just pure from downtown luck shot right there. And we get the first kill right there. 12,000 damage total. And that thing is just a monster. Vampire 2 coming at you. And now we're just going to push the Moscow there. Moscow burns like a match. So what we're definitely going to do is keep the HE pouring on him. especially if he's just sitting in reverse right there and gun's not looking at us. He's looking at somebody else. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to see if we can start a fire on him. But actually, oh, he's running away, actually. I thought he was in reverse. Never mind, he is running away, so we'll just hold our shots right here. Now, the downside about the crawling smoke, as you can see right here, we're going full speed. You have to be a quarter speed for it to work and conceal you, but if I'm going full speed, anything above a quarter speed is going to have us outside of that smoke range, which means that you're just seeing a wall of smoke move forward, just kind of like the Italian destroyers where you're seeing a wall of smoke coming at you and you don't know what that is. And that's essentially what the downside of the crawling smoke is, and it lasts a long time. I wish you could turn it off. I will, but unfortunately that's the weakness that I have to build into the ship. Here come the 12-kilometer torps right there. Salvo 5 single torpedoes for 1 set. And now we're going to switch the... no, I thought we were going to shoot the HE right there. We're going to switch to AP damage. Now watch the AP, what it can do to a battleship. Okay, so just looking at the superstructure, I can't pin anything else other than the superstructure, so just watch the damage we're outputting. You can see how this damage from the vampire is just redonkulous, and you're just going to see mounds and mounds of damage slowly going. Look at this! Look at this health bar. Just that white bar just going down, down the elevator, down. Next stop to the bottom of the abyss, and this thing is just pouring on the hate, and there's really nothing you can do about it. The vampire is also pretty agile, pretty quick, and of course you got the torpedoes that help out finish off a match as well. And let's see if we can nab this kill right here. Almost there. Just get the superstructure. Moskva's taking the kill from us. That's all right. Team is now pushing stronger here. You can see how the heavy push is very, very difficult to defend against when you have, because as you can see, the Moskva was running away. One of the Janan cruisers was running away, and I didn't expect the battleship to be over here. So now you've eliminated basically one by one the enemy threat, and it's really difficult to defend against 4 ships shooting at you, especially when you have high rate of fire destroyers like the Druid or the Vampire pushing. And, of course, you have the radar cruisers, which don't allow anybody to hide. And, of course, you have a Summers right in front of us that's moving with us in tow, that is really just launching the torpedoes, constantly be harassing battleships and cruisers, which they got to worry about like all over the place. They have to worry about so many factors in the basically 3-dimensional space, where you got torpedoes, you got destroyers firing on you, you got cruisers firing on you. It is very, very difficult to defend and very annoying to play against, but it works. As you can see right here, Alpha Cap is slowly getting overrun, but it's okay because we have the 2 radar cruisers defending Alpha, and it is very, very difficult to go into open water and cap Alpha and Bravo, because now you're exposing yourself to focusing fire. And you can see, look at the enemy team. They are now split up, having gone through Charlie. And because of there's so many obstacles and islands in the way, you have to split up and maneuver around everything, which then eliminates the element of, focus fire, and even moving together as one unison to deflect a lot of the shots or divert a lot of the shots. And again, I've always said, to be a good destroyer player, you're supposed to take a lot of the damage. You're supposed to draw as much enemy fire as possible, so that your teammates have a nice day happily shooting ships without worry. And that's the goal. And it's very, as you can see, it's a lot harder to hit a moving destroyer than it is a large cruiser or battleship. So as you can see, we're now capping capping Bravo, that is. So we're going to hold and defend Alpha Bravo. Now look, it's so difficult now for the Shimakaze to not be exposed from radar, but also he's in open water, and he has nowhere to go. He's getting shot at from 2 sides. He's getting shot from the front left. He's getting shot from the front right. He's also getting shot from a cruiser from the rear, and it's just very difficult for him to do in any kind of situation at this point. There's nowhere to egress other than go straight into the jaws of the enemy, and he's done. Now, we also have the Haraguma right here, which I think makes a crucial mistake of hitting this island. Otherwise, if he had kept moving, I don't think we would have been able to shoot him, but he just nudges that island perfectly, and we have AP. Again, one of the best AP destroyers in the game, just like the Druid. The Vampire is just the same. AP is horrendous and damaging, especially on this little destroyer, and you can see it just melts, and it has great impact ricochet angles. It also has a great threshold where the arming time is a lot shorter, so as soon as it hits that hull, boom, it's arming and blows up, and you're getting the max damage for the Vampire as well, just like the Druid. We also pop our Hydro right there, so just to see if we can spot him, but I think somebody's radaring for us. And look at this. Look at the AP damage right there. We're just shooting right into him, and it's just taking out 1,300. And just eliminates him. Another splash 2. He goes down. That's our 2nd kill for the game right there. And there's nothing much to do other than just to mop up the enemy team. As you can see, their destroyer fleet literally just melted before our eyes because they had nowhere to go and no support that they could do, because all their other supporting ships are either in the back or they're being split up by an island or so forth. So it's very, very difficult to come from Charlie together as one unless you're communicating very, very properly and moving as one cohesive unit. So at this point, we got just torpedoes. We're going to just do a YOLO run on the Salem, and there's nothing much you can do. Again, broadside cruisers are very delicious for this AP right here. As you can see, ooh, look at that, just nice. He shot, but he's turning away now, so this is a good time to switch to HE, and we're gonna see if we can burn. Now the HE is no joke as well. If you aim at the superstructure right there of the cruiser, and again, we're this close, it's not really hard to miss any shots, and we're just gonna aim and just melt him just like that. He's all over fire, and boom, splash free, he goes down, and that is the game. Vampire taking 3 kills out of that. We're gonna have another video of another map with the Vampire 2 coming up soon, but this was the first look at the Vampire 2 for those that are interested in it. It's really, really awesome. If you see value in the video, like, subscribe, bell button below. Appreciate all the support. 54,000 damage, 3 kills on the map Trap, and very, very interesting, kind of a lemming push with a delayed backdoor hold, and it seems to work out just fine for us. But let me know what you think in the comments below, what you think. The build is at the end of the screen. Let me know, as always. Appreciate all the support, and as you guys be out there, make sure you say hi, and we'll see you guys soon. Cheers.